Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we are going to clear one of the most common doubt in Salesforce flows, and that is difference between before save and after save in record trigger flows. So if you are unsure which one to use while creating a record trigger flow, so in this video I will explain everything in simple terms with real-time examples. So in Salesforce, a record trigger flow is an automation that runs automatically when a record is created, updated or deleted. There are two types in this record trigger flow, that is before save, that is fast field updates, and the next one is after save. So in before save, the flow runs before the record is saved to the database, and here I have also mentioned an example for which we are going to create a record trigger flow, that is auto filled full name by combining first name and last name in the context creation. So let's suppose we have a field called full name. It is a custom field. So when we create account record and you will enter the first name and the last name, so the before save will take the first and last name and it will autofill the full name. So in this we don't need a create record element, we only need a assignment element that will assign a full name combining the first name and the last name. And the next is after save flow, that is action after save. So in this the flow runs after record is saved in the database. So example can be opportunity is created and then a follow-up task is created after the opportunity creation. So here the trigger flow is running after opportunity record is created, and in the previous one, that is in the before save flow, the flow was running before creating the contact record. So let's see the examples in which we are going to create the record trigger flow. First is for the before save and next is for the after save. And for this we are going to take the examples that I have mentioned over here. And so first let's create a before save record trigger flow that will autofill the full name, that is custom field, by combining first name and the last name. So right now I'm in the flow setup window. So here in the flow setup window, click on the new flow button, and here we are going to create a record trigger flow. So for that, select the option triggered, and here again select record trigger flow. So according to the example, we are going to take the contact object over here, and now in the section trigger the flow when, here we will select a record is created or updated, and here I will also define the condition requirement. And so here we are autofilling the full name of the contact. So full name is a custom field that I've created. It is a text field. So here we will select all condition are met. So to populate the full name, we'll need the first name and the last name. So we need to make sure that first name and last name should be populated. So for that, I will set the condition as first name is null and the value will be false. And same with the last name also. So last name is already a required field to create a contact record, but here we will define it in the condition requirements also, and it will be same, that is null equals to false. So here we have defined the condition requirement, and here in the option optimize the flow we have to select fast field update. So we have to select the fast field updates when you have to trigger the record before the record is saved to the database. So here we will select fast field updates, and now here we will add assignment element. So it will assign the value to the full name field. So I will label it as field name, and the API name will be auto field. So here we need to populate the variable, so it will be triggering contact and then the full name. So it will be equal to sign, and here we have to select the value as the first name and the last name, and here we have to concat the first name and the last name. So we can't mention both fields as a value in the one in a single mapping. So for that I'm going to create a formula resource. So for that you have to click on new resource, and here select resource type as formula, and the API name here will be full name contact, and the data type here is going to be text. So here we have to enter the formula, so I will copy paste the formula. So here is the formula to concat the first name and the last name, and here we will check the syntax also, so it is valid. So here click on the done button. So here we have the set variable for the full name, that it will be populated combining the contact first name and the last name. So here you might be also wondering that why we haven't used a create record element. So in the before save record trigger flows, we don't use the create record or even the update record element to update the current record. Instead, we directly assign values to the record field using the assignment element. So that is what we have used over here, assignment element that is assigning values for this field. And at last I will save this flow. So I will label it as populate contact full name, and here click on the save button. And after this we need to activate this flow. So for that I will click on the activate button. So here in the contacts tab we will create a new contact record. So here I will select all the required fields, and the first name I will enter here is Gary James. And after this we will click on the save button, and if the flow is working fine, then the full name field should be auto populated. So here you can see, the field full name is populated Gary James. So this full name was populated before the creation of the record. So this is how before save or the fast field updates work in the record trigger flow. And now moving to the next part where we will see how we can use the after trigger flow, that is to create a record. So for the after trigger flow, we are going to take the example that when an opportunity record is created, it will create a follow-up task. So again, we will go back to the flow setup. So here in the flow setup, again click on the new flow button, and here select the option triggered, and here select record trigger flow. So according to the example, we are going to select the opportunity object, and in the trigger condition, we will select when a record is created, and to configure the trigger, we will select a record is created. So here we don't need any entry conditions. And here in the section optimize flow, we have to select actions and related records. So this is what we select when we have to update any record or perform actions like sending an email. So this flow will run when the record will be saved. That is, when opportunity record will be saved, it will trigger and create a follow-up task. And after this, we will complete the flow. For that, we will add a create record element through which we will create a follow-up task, where we will select create records, and the label will be create task. In the section how to set record field value, select the option manually, and here object will be task. So here we have to map the values. So here select subject. So here I have added text value for the subject, that is follow-up task. So after this we will map the opportunity ID to relate the task with the opportunity. So for that we will select over here is what ID, that is related to ID, and here select triggering opportunity and then ID. And for the status, I will set the value as not started, and for the priority I will keep the default value as normal. So with this we have completed our after save flow that will create a follow-up task after the opportunity record will be saved. So here we will click on the save button, and here I will enter the label. So it will be create task for opportunity, and then click save, and here we will activate the flow. Now I will go back to the opportunities tab, and here we will create a new opportunity record. So here I will enter all the required details to create the opportunity record. So for the test purpose, I'm naming it as my new opportunity. And after entering all the required fields, I will click on the save button. And if the flow is working fine, then a task will also be created. So here in the opportunities, when I go to the activities, so here in the activities, you can see this is the follow-up task that is created. So this is how we use the after save record trigger flow to create a record. So this task record is created after the opportunity record was saved. So this was the difference between before save and after save in Salesforce record trigger flow. And I hope that you have liked this video. Then please do like, share and subscribe us, and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you can get regular updates of our upcoming videos. And thank you for giving your time and watching this video till last. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.